25 News, connecting Central Texas.
Fuel costs are soaring, and it's not only Central Texas families feeling the pinch, local businesses that depend on drivers feeling it too.
It is only getting worse. That spike in gas prices now raising concern among workers whose very jobs depend on fuel to serve all their customers.
Our Nakia Simon is live in Waco to explain the impact this is having on businesses. Nakia?
Yes, I am currently at a truck resting stop, one of the businesses, like you said, who is currently being impacted by the rise in gas prices. Today, I spoke with some local business owners on how they are bracing for this impact.
Folks need to be mindful of their money, their budgets. Things are going to get bumpy. It's going to get very uncomfortable here for at least the next 6 months to a year.
A warning from business owners whose workers drive for a living. As the owner of a Texas trucking company, Jim Grundy is seeing the impact gas prices is having on truck drivers like himself.
Typically, the independent trucker that's not with a company like ours, it's not represented by somebody, they typically struggle anyways because their ability to negotiate leveraged, prices or fuel concessions.
The same goes for food delivery services. Nonprofits like Meals on Wheels are highly dependent on volunteers who pay for their own gas. They fear those numbers will decrease due to inflation.
And they're supposed to keep climbing. It does make me a little wary about that. Our volunteers, they actually pay for their own gas, and that is part of their program with us. So none of them have complained at this point, but hopefully they'll stick with us through that possibility because they not only volunteer their time, they volunteer their resources of their car and the fuel to get the meals to the houses.
Economists are predicting higher gas prices and inflation may continue longer than expected.
I think the best thing as far as for people to look out for is to keep an eye on what's going on in the situation in the Ukraine. If there are days when it seems like it's going to diminish or go away, you're going to see markets respond to that in a positive way. And by that I mean lower oil prices. If you see it going in a different direction and ramping up and amping up like a lot of the security analysts are predicting right now, you're probably going to see some of those days where it spikes again.
Leaving workers like master blacksmith Caleb Nolan having to reason with what may happen next.
Price of gas goes up, price of food goes up, and everything else. And so people tend to put their money into the essentials and not so much souvenirs and things that they don't need. They hold off on their building project or whatever. So I anticipate we'll probably see a drop in sales and custom work on some level.
Many more businesses are being impacted. Uber and Lyft drivers having to now think more about gas. Also, driving schools are now taking a less amount of drivers. Reporting in Waco, Nakia Simon, 25 News.